Welcome to the Walters Report. I'm Jay Randolph Jr., and today our focus is on Innsbruck Golf Club, a place that is near and dear to my heart. And joining us is the head golf professional at Innsbruck Golf Club, Kevin Korn. How are you, Kev?
Great, Jay. Thanks for having me.
As I said, it's near and dear to my heart, and we'll talk about that in a moment, why. But I thought we'd start off today because 2020 was such an interesting year. We get the news of COVID in March, and I think a lot of us in the golf industry didn't have any clue what was going to happen. As it turns out, golf was a place that thrived, if you will, or was a place people could go and feel about as comfortable as you could. Just kind of give me your take on what the year was like for you as a golf pro.
Yeah, you nailed it. Not one of us really knew what to expect, and there was a lot of responding and adjusting on the fly. There's no template for what we experienced, and it seemed like every day that went by, we had more golfers coming out because, like you said, it was the one thing that the people could get outside and do. And enjoy without really having any concerns about getting sick. So it was a great year for golf all around, and I know we stayed hopping out here at Innsbruck just like you did at Gateway.
Yeah, I mean, rounds are way up. I mean, the evidence is there. Thusly, revenue is up, and I think it's also been good for the consumer. How, as we move forward in 2021, I think because, we've had the boom or the resurgence, it appears we're going to be able to keep that for at least one more year because of the way conditions are going to be. Do you kind of see that the same way?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think a lot of the increase in play we saw last year will continue. Especially because they're for the foreseeable future, there's really going to be no chance for crowds at Busch for Cardinals games or going to Blues games or concerts. Travel's still limited. So, people are going to do something. Nobody wants to just sit in their home all day long and stare at the walls and watch TV. I think that the level of play, at least for 21, is going to continue. And when you look at the number of lapsed players that have come back to the game this last year and the number of new players, the amount of families, we're going to see, at least I would expect to see a continued spike in play versus 2019, moving forward beyond 2021.
It's the Walters Report. We're talking to Innsbruck head golf professional Kevin Korn. As a promoter of the game, Kevin, and a lover of the game, you mentioned it, the players that kind of relapse back in, if you will, the newer players. How do we keep those up? Do you foresee rounds can continue to stay at a high level, or will we have a leveling off? But how do we, as promoters of the game, keep those customers we have active now continue to be active 2 years from now?
Yeah, I think as things reopen and we get back to normal, or the ability to go to games and concerts and all that, we'll see some regression in the number of rounds and amount of players. But I think that this was a shot in the arm that golf has needed for a long time, probably going back to pre 9/11.
Yeah.
And to keep them going, I don't think it's really that much different than what we look at on a daily basis. It's golfer experience, it's pace of play, doing what we can for them to have fun and not feel intimidated. We do that hopefully every day and make sure that our players have a good time and feel comfortable when they come to play, whatever course that may be.
Yeah, I mean, that we're already there. So we're at a place already. We're going to be stuck there for 6, 8, 10, 12 hours. I do think for the majority of us that are in the industry, we want those people to have fun because, maybe if they're having fun, we're having an okay time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I don't disagree whatsoever. That's spot on.
I mentioned Innsbruck being near and dear to me. That's an old school article from back in the day. My dad was lucky enough to get involved with the Boyce crew and all the folks out there at Innsbruck, and was involved in the initial design of 9 holes with Tony Cavell and Mark Waltman. And you know, when my dad first told me, I said, Innsbruck, that's in Colombia. You know, I mean, that was when Chesterfield was a long drive from downtown. I mean, it's unique. I got to see it. The 9 holes developed. I was there the day that the second 9 opened. What is it you like about the golf course?
Yeah, the course is very playable for all skill levels. It's short enough with it being a par 70 and having the 6 par 3s that you don't stand on the tee box and go, my goodness, it's 7,200 yards. I got no chance. I'm hitting 3-wood into every green. And, you know, that's not the case. At the same time, if you spray your driver very much, you can't get away with it here because you're either in a lake or the woods. There's not a lot of room outside the fairways to miss your tee shots and put up a good number. But it's, you know, we keep it in great shape. Matt Hovanek and his crew do a fantastic job on the course. So you're always going to get a well-conditioned course. And, you know, like I said, it's everybody can play it. It's a good layout that is perfect for the setting that we're in.
Well, and I think that's one of the unique things. There was a time, you know, from about 85 to 95 where these beast golf courses were built. I mean, you know, if you weren't 7,200, you weren't anything. And you know, there's only a handful of people that need to be even thinking about a 7 on a scorecard as it relates to yardage. So that's always been one of the things I've liked about Innsbruck is it's a playable, fun golf course. Mm-hmm. But if you're not playing right, it'll grab you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And there's plenty of days where, you know, I've been out and I've had a good round going and all of a sudden a snap hook comes in and that good number's gone in a hurry.
You know, public golf course players, as we both know, and don't forget the private guys that are looking to play on Monday as well. You'll see those from time to time. They're always looking for a deal, Kev. Mm-hmm. You have anything available right now at Innsbruck, maybe a bundle or a package or memberships, I'm sure are still available where they can, you know, if a guy's going to, or a gal or a family's going to play a great amount, they can certainly lower their costs by joining a membership. Would you suggest something out there to the general public to take a look at on the website?
Yeah, the passes are always available. It's a great deal for anyone who's going to play out here a fair amount. The best thing we got going right now, and it's valid for purchase for another couple of weeks or so. It's a 4-round bundle for $99 plus tax. You know, valid Monday through Wednesday. It's in our online store to purchase it right there. But they, you know, people can come out and play here Monday through Wednesday for $25 a round. Is that limited to seniors? No. No, that's strong. Let me just mention that's strong. If you have the wherewithal to play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, again, that was 4 rounds for 25 bones basically at Innsbruck, which was in tremendous shape last year. We're going to give the information in a moment how to check out the website, but that's a heck of a package. Not a senior bundle, but a bundle Monday through Wednesday, 25 per round. I'm going to let you describe your involvement with Ranken Jordan Pediatric Bridge Hospital, but I'm curious how you got involved. I mentioned at the top of the show in 2017 you were awarded by U.S. Kids Golf an award for your work with them. How did you even get involved with them before we get into what happens and what you do? I saw an article several years ago. At this point, it's pushing 10 and a half, 11 years ago in PJ Magazine about a program at there's little Aiden. He's awesome. about a similar program at Texas Scottish Rite in Dallas Fort Worth. So I called down there, talked to a lady named Dana Dempsey, who fast forward several years, and she and I are both involved with on the board level of the National Alliance for Accessible Golf. Dana's on the board of directors, and I'm on the advisory board. But it's been kind of neat to get to know her a little bit better after her involvement in getting us started. But after seeing that article, I thought we've got the best overall pediatric healthcare in the country here in St. Louis. So we should do something like that here. And having grown up and seen the example my parents set and the volunteer work my mother did and whatnot, I just thought, let's do it. So talked to a couple of members who are doctors about which one of the 5 hospitals would be the best opportunity and have the greatest impact. One of them, his wife worked at RJ at the time, and explained all it to me, set up a meeting, and we went from that first meeting 3 minutes in to me pitching the program to figuring out when are we going to start it and how are we going to make it happen. So it didn't take long for the folks at Ranken Jordan to completely buy in and see the impact it could have. And with their care beyond the bedside model, it's all about getting the kids out and get them back to living their life rather than staying in a hospital bed.
Well, and you can see it. I mean, from the pictures, as I said, these kids and their faces lighting up, being involved and interacting with you, or having a golf club in their hand. But I mean, it almost started, Kev, as a way for you to help out, but then now you've taken it to a whole nother level. I mean, you've created areas and things, and tell us what exactly you do now. What are the things going on? And people are seeing the scroll. They can go to the blog spot that we're putting there and see what, get updates on it. But what exactly is happening?
Every day is a new experience at Ranken. There's miracles happening daily there. We're fortunate to have a great facility like that in St. Louis. It's the only one of its kind in the country. And with their recent expansion 3 years ago now, they added accessible baseball field that Mike Matheny's Catch-22 Foundation helped out with.
Cool.
Adjacent to that, we've got 2 putting greens and a sign next to that declares it Ranken Jordan National Golf Links.
Right.
Which is, you've heard me say that many times in our conversation.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I tell them, we've got our own golf course there at the hospital. Last fall, the Camo View Surprise Squad was beyond gracious and generous, and through Scott Credit Union donated a full swing simulator to us.
Wow.
So this past week we had the kids playing Kapalua Plantation while they were watching it on TV. And we take the kids to the Quarry Crystal Springs every once in a while. Nash is very welcoming over there to let us come in and hit balls on the range or go play if the kids want to. And golf has been incorporated fully into the therapy program.
Yeah, I mean that's what's unique is it is truly part of the therapy.
It is, and it's been used numerous ways for therapy, not just from the physical side of it, but social and emotional benefits that they get. We've had one of the kids that in doing his speech therapy, they could keep his attention for about 12 seconds. And he just checked out, but they brought him to golf, and we had his attention for 45 minutes. So they would do his speech therapy as part of playing golf. And the only way he could hit more was to do his therapy. Yeah. So they do a fantastic job there of finding how to connect with each kid. And then what activity do we have available at the hospital for them that will allow the child to get the most out of their therapy and heal the quickest?
It's really phenomenal. You know how I feel about what you're doing, but I also know that you're only doing it because you love doing it and you love helping those kids. You also love, like me, taking those great phone calls from the public and is it cart path only today? Do you think it'll be cart path only Friday? We laugh about it. We love our patrons. They're a unique group of individuals, that's for sure. Do you have a story of a phone call that we could relate maybe to our golfers out there? Maybe next time they call a pro shop, avoid or, stay away from?
Yeah, the phone call that we all get 3 or 4 times a year, that no matter how many times we hear it, always makes us laugh. The time changes depending on which event it might be, but that you're going to get, and I always say it's the official start to the golf season. The first phone call I get, somebody asks me, what time's the 9 o'clock shotgun?
that is the one I think all golf pros rely on. I don't know how many times it's actually happened, but it's what time is the noon shotgun or the 11 o'clock shotgun?
Exactly.
Last thing I want to ask you in relation to Innsbruck. Somebody gets done with their round, they go to their car. Hopefully they're shutting their trunk and not slamming it. I think we've all maybe had a slam or two with the trunk before after a round. They're driving out of that beautiful property. What do you want them thinking in your mind, in their mind?
Yeah, hopefully as they drive out, it's about a mile drive from the main entrance back to the clubhouse. Hopefully they obviously want them to have had a good experience on the golf course and enjoyed their time playing and look forward to coming back. But hopefully as they're looking around and they see Lake Aspen and Lake Aspenet are on their way out, and they realize just what a special property this is and how beautiful it is out here. When I drive in every morning, it's kind of like I'm on vacation, yet I'm coming to work. So hopefully those folks that come out and play have that same feeling when they leave, that this is an awesome spot. I actually was talking to a guy last night when I was out for supper that he's come out and played a few times, and he goes, I like it so much up there. I think I'm going to end up retiring there. I'm going to start looking for real estate. And it is a great spot, and being only 45 minutes or so from downtown, maybe an hour, depending on the fantastic traffic that we have around here sometimes.
It's been pretty good lately.
But you look at how you can go from our clubhouse to Bush in under an hour.
Yeah.
I don't know of many large cities that have a property like this so close that when you pull through the gate, you feel like you're so far away from absolutely everything. In a good way, that it just you're out, you're away, and you can enjoy some quiet time without the rat race that we all get involved with every day, it seems like.
Excellent point. It is now time for our Dalhousie quick hits presented by our friends at Dalhousie, the #1 golf course in the state. Give our man Billy Morrow a call down there, inquire maybe about a national membership or the opportunity to have a group or an outing, go to Dalhousie. Favorite golf course in St. Louis other than the spot you're at, Innsbruck?
There's a lot of great private clubs. I'd probably go to Glen Echo.
Yeah. Nice.
Fantastic old traditional layout that, it's with the undulation there. You don't play the same golf course 2 days in a row. But I'm a traditionalist with the designs. I prefer the courses that make you still hit golf shots instead of just stand there and pound drivers everywhere.
Yeah, Glen Echo is a golf course that can break your heart. That's for sure. I can promise you that. Will Tiger Woods win another major?
There's too much talent there to say no. At the same time, with the number of fusion surgeries that he's had at the same level, and I wouldn't have known this until I had one of those surgeries. But there's days where you get up and you make a little move that normally wouldn't bother you, and all of a sudden you can't walk for 2 days. So it's you wonder what his, if the injuries are going to allow him to continue to play, and if they do, if he can keep playing like he is. I mean, the guy is far too talented not to continue winning.
All right, and lastly, on our Dalhousie closing shots, steak or pizza?
Man, a lot of it depends on the pizza. But At the same time, you know, it's tough to beat a nice big fat steak made medium rare with a big old baked potato.
Fair enough. And I like, as you said, for supper, that good old Chanticleer coming out in my man down there from the low country. Innsbruck, a fantastic place, as Kevin mentioned. You go to the website. There'll be a couple more weeks, but they'll pull that sucker before too long, where you can get 4 rounds, and it's not a senior bundle. Anybody. You'd be 21 and play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for $99 for 4 rounds. My man, I appreciate you joining us on this edition of the Walters Report, and continued success, and thanks for all you do for making the game better.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, Jay. Let's tee it up sometime this summer.
We got to, no doubt about it. Take care.
You got it. Have a good day.